The delayed choice experiment. Have you ever made a choice that you wished you could take back? A moment where you stood at a crossroads, picked a path, and later wondered, what if? What if I had gone the other way? We all carry these ghostly echoes of the lives we didn't live. But what if I told you that reality itself does the same thing? And not only that, but the choices you make now can reach back in time and rewrite what already happened. This isn't a plot from a science fiction movie. This is the shocking, beautiful, and utterly mystifying truth revealed by one of the most profound experiments ever conceived, the delayed choice experiment. And it forces us to ask a question that should echo in the halls of our soul. What is reality if it waits for us to look at it before it decides what it is? To understand this, we have to go back to the very beginning, to the fundamental nature of light. For centuries, the greatest minds in history battled over a simple question: is light a wave or is it a particle? A wave is a spread out, fluid thing, like a ripple in a pond. It can do things like bend around corners and crash into another wave, creating patterns of interference. A particle is a tiny, localized bullet, a single point. It's either here or there. It can't be in two places at once. The debate was fierce, and then quantum physics arrived and delivered its first great shock. Light is both, and it is neither. It behaves as whatever we set up our experiment to look for. If we set up an experiment to catch a particle, it gives us a particle. If we set up an experiment to detect a wave, it gives us a wave. This is the quantum chameleon, changing its clothes based on our questions. Now let's take this strange idea for a walk. Imagine a special piece of glass called a beam splitter. When a single particle of light, a photon, hits this glass, it has a choice. It can go straight through, or it can bounce off at a right angle. It's a 50-50 chance. So, we can set up two paths for it, like two separate roads leading to the same destination. We can put detectors at the end of each road. When we do this, we always find the entire photon at one detector or the other. It behaves like a well-behaved little bullet. It took one road. Simple. But now, let's make it weird. We take our two roads and we bring them back together. We make them meet at a second piece of magical glass. Now, when the waves, or particles, from these two paths meet, they can interfere with each other. If they are waves, they create a beautiful, striped pattern. It's like when you throw two stones into a pond and the ripples meet. They add up in some places and cancel each other out in others. This pattern is the unmistakable fingerprint of wave behavior. And here's the miracle. When we send one single photon through this two-path apparatus, and we don't peek to see which path it took, it interferes with itself. A single particle lands on the detector screen in a way that proves it must have traveled both paths at once, like a wave, and then met itself at the end. It's as if the photon became a ghost, exploring all possible routes simultaneously. So, to recap, if we look to see which path it takes, it's a particle. One road. If we don't look, it's a wave. Both roads. The photon seems to know whether we are watching it or not. This is already strange enough. But then, a visionary physicist named John Archibald Wheeler took this insanity and turned it up to a cosmic level. He asked a seemingly childish yet terrifying question. What if we wait to decide whether to look or not until after the photon has already finished its journey? Think about that. The photon is emitted. It travels for nanoseconds, moving towards the crossroads of our experiment. According to classical thinking, it must have already made its decision. Is it a particle on one path or a wave on both? It should be a done deal. But Wheeler said, no. Let's delay our choice. This is the delayed choice experiment. Imagine our photon is already in flight. It's halfway through the apparatus. In a billionth of a second, it will reach the end of its journey. Its past, from our perspective, is already written. But is it? At the very last possible moment, after the photon has already passed the point of the initial path choice, we swiftly and randomly choose our measurement. We either snap two detectors into place to catch which path it took, forcing it to be a particle, or we quickly insert the second beam splitter to force it to be a wave and interfere with itself. The results are not just astonishing, they are reality-shattering. The photon always behaves according to our last-minute, delayed choice. If we choose, at the very end, to look for a particle, the photon retroactively was a particle all along, having taken only one path. If we choose to look for a wave, it retroactively was a wave, having taken both paths. Our present choice rewrites the past. Let that sink in. The decision you make now determines the history of that photon. It's as if you asked a friend, "What did you have for breakfast yesterday?" And they replied, "I don't know. You tell me what you want it to have been, and that's what it was." This isn't a quirk of tiny particles in a lab. Wheeler proposed a thought experiment on the scale of the universe itself. He called it the cosmic delayed choice. Look at a distant quasar, a brilliant object billions of light years away. Between it and us, there is a massive galaxy. Its immense gravity bends the fabric of space-time, acting like a cosmic lens. The light from the quasar can take two different paths around this galaxy to reach our telescope. We can choose to set up our telescope to see which path a photon took, and we will see it as a particle, having taken one cosmic road. Or we can set up our equipment to look for the wave interference pattern between these two paths that have been separate for billions of years. And if we do, we will see it. This means that a choice made by a conscious observer today on a tiny planet orbiting an average star can determine whether a photon that began its journey before our Earth even existed took one path across the universe, or two paths simultaneously. The universe has been holding its breath for billions of years, waiting for us to ask the question, so it can know what its own history was. This is where physics bleeds into philosophy, into mysticism, into magic. What is time if the future can influence the past? What is a fact if it can be altered after the fact? The mass answers to this are as profound as the experiment itself. Some say this is proof that consciousness is fundamental, that the universe is a participatory universe. It doesn't exist in a definite state out there. It comes into being through the act of observation. We are not just passengers in the cosmos. We are co-creators. Our looking is what solidifies the dream of reality into the concrete world we experience. Others see a shimmering, holographic reality, where every part contains the information of the whole, where every choice we make selects one thread from an infinite tapestry of possibilities. And some whisper of the multiverse, that the photon does take both paths, but in two different, branching realities. In one universe, we see a particle, and in another, we see a wave. Our choice didn't change the past. It simply selected which universe we are now in. This experiment is a key that unlocks a door to a new understanding of our own existence. It tells us that the universe is not a cold, clockwork mechanism. It is a living, responsive, dynamic dance. And we are not separate from the dance. We are the dancers and the choreographers at the same time. It suggests that the rigid line between past, present, and future is an illusion, that our reality is a negotiation between what was and what will be, with the present moment as the crucible where it is all forged. Your intentions, your attention, your very consciousness might be far more powerful than you have ever been led to believe. You are, right now, in every moment, casting a vote on the nature of the reality you inhabit. This is not just about photons. This is about you. Every time you make a choice, you are running a delayed choice experiment on your own life. You are looking back at the ghostly echoes of your past selves, and, by the person you choose to be today, you are telling them which path you really took. You are, in a very real sense, rewriting your own history, giving meaning to the struggles and joys that led you to this precise moment. The universe is waiting for your signal. What will you choose to see? If this journey into the heart of quantum mystery captivated you, if it made you see the fabric of reality in a new light, then do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps this channel grow and bring these magical ideas to more people. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because we have only scratched the surface. The quantum world is deep, and we have so many more wonders to explore together. And I want to hear from you. This is a conversation. What do you think is happening in the delayed choice experiment? Does reality truly wait for us? Or are we glimpsing a deeper structure of the cosmos? Let me know your thoughts, your wildest theories, in the comments below. I read every single one. For those of you who feel the call to dive even deeper, to explore the edges where science meets the sublime, I want to personally invite you to check out my book, Holographic Multiverse. In it, we take these ideas and run with them. We explore the nature of consciousness, the architecture of parallel realities, and how your mind might literally be a projector, creating the world you experience. It's a journey to the very frontier of what we know. The link to get your copy is in the description below. Thank you for watching, for wondering, and for being a part of this incredible participatory universe. Remember, the act of observation is an act of creation. So choose wisely what you observe. I'll see you in the next video.